Hello everyone, Cousin here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1451 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for June 9th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1451. I'm gonna start with the word clear. Alright, got the A and R yellow, so these two letters go somewhere else in this word. It could be a double consonant involving R, but then it would most likely be it could be double vowel AI. Like, I can guess train, for example. Let's try that and see what happens. Okay, I did place the A, but, not the R. So A goes in the middle. R, I don't think R is gonna go first, because now I've eliminated E. It won't be a double vowel EA. It might still be OA, but not sure where that's going. Roads, but don't think that'll be. So R is most likely gonna go after A. And if you're talking about how the word ends, it could be RD or RP or RY. These are the most likely. And I'm gonna try the word sharp, because I feel like I don't know, like P and S are commonly used consonants, and let's just try something, so why not sharp? Okay, never mind. Those letters were wrong. So it could be ARD ending. It could also be ARY, like I previously mentioned, like ovary, or it could also be ARM. I haven't thought of that. It could also be award, RD ending. It could be a double vowel or A, like board. Let's try that. Okay, I managed to think of the correct Wordle answer, board. Luckily, I spotted the OA double vowel, because I feel like award was what was one of the previous Wordle answers. I forgot how long ago, but I do kind of remember that I've seen award being the answer before, so didn't want to repeat that. And I feel like board was also quite likely and made a lot of sense. So yeah, OA double vowel, RD ending, quite common, and then just fit a consonant at the beginning. So yeah, board was today's Wordle answer. I got it in 4 tries, I'll take that. Quite satisfied. So yeah, I got today's Wordle answer board in 4 tries. This is Wordle number 1451. Let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is June 9th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. I see that these 7s point down, and these 7s point right. We have these 7s pointing left, where this cell sees another 7. The digit 4 in block 6 is forced into one of these 2 cells, and 4 is forced into one of these 2 cells in block 8. Now these 9s point left, so force the digit 9 into this cell in block 1. This 9 and this 9 force the digit 9 into one of these 2 cells in block 6, but both of these 2 cells lie in the same column, column 8. So we've got a hidden 9 over here, so it helps force the digit 9 into one of these 2 cells in block 9. Okay, now that I placed this 9, this 8 points left, so force the digit 8 into this cell in block 1. 8 can only go into one of these 2 cells in block 6, so these 2 cells, as you can see, they form a 4-8 pair. In block 6, the digits 4 and 8 are missing, but because of these 4s and 8s, the digits 4 and 8 can only go into these 2 cells in block 6, both of them. So in order to fit both 4 and 8 into block 6, I have to make these 2 cells reserved for 4 and 8. So these 2 cells again have to be reserved for 4 and 8, so they form the 4-8 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these two cells. Which you can kind of think about it, the other 4 open cells in block 6 are 4, 1, 5, 6, and 9. But this 4-8 pair also works for column 9, because these two cells lie in the same column. So this 4-8 pair makes the other 4 open cells in column 9 contain 1, 2, 6, and 7. Don't think I can mark anything down, I'll just remember that. Okay, in row 3, the missing digits are 1, 5, and 6. This cell sees a 1. And in block 1, the missing digits are 1, 4, and 6. This cell sees 1 and 4. So 1 and 4 can only go into the other 2 open cells in block 1, making this cell a 6. Okay, these 5s point left, and this cell sees another 5. This 3 points left, and this 3 points up. So in block 5, the digit 3 is forced into column 6. So there's a hidden 3 here, right? These 3s point up, and this cell sees another 3. Oh, okay, so this 1-4 pair makes the other 4 open cells in row 2 contain 2, 3, 5, and 7. But this cell sees 3, 5, and 7. So this cell can only be a 2. We can always double check by eliminating all the wrong digits, or what I call the digits that this cell sees. Well, everyone, well, I can't say everyone, but a lot of people do call it that. So this cell sees or cannot contain 1. It sees 1 from the 1-4 pair. It also cannot be 3, 4 from the 1-4 pair. 5 cannot be 6, 7, 8, or 9. So again, this cell sees 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So this cell can only be a 2, so I have to put a 2 here. Because I cannot leave this cell to be empty. If I exclude 2 from this cell would end up being empty, and that'll break the Sudoku puzzle, right? So, to ensure there are no missing cells, or, sorry, to ensure that there are no empty cells, I have to guarantee a digit in this cell, and it can only be a 2, so I must force 2 into this cell. It is a naked single 2. You call it a naked single 2 because it is literally the only possible digit which can go into this cell. All other digits, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 9, cannot go into this cell. Right? So it must be a 2. Now these 2's point right, and this cell sees another 2. Now these 2's point down. So these 2 cells now form a 2-7 pair. As you can see in block 8, the digits 2 and 7 are missing. These 2's and 7's force both 2 and 7 into these 2 cells only. So in order to fit both 2 and 7 into block 8, I have to make these 2 cells reserved for 2 and 7. So these 2 cells form the 2-7 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these 2 cells, meaning that 4 can no longer go into this cell anymore, because 4 is certainly not 2 or 7. So after eliminating 4 from this cell, or from the 2-7 pair, The digit 4 in block 8 is then forced into this cell. And 4 in block 2 is forced into one of these two cells. So this 2-7 pair makes these three cells contain 2, 6, and... wait. Sorry, not 2, sorry. 2-7 pair makes these three cells 6, 8, and 9. This cell sees 8. This cell sees 9. Alright, let's just mark down the remaining of row 2. 1-4 pair here means that these three cells are for 3, 5, and 7. Okay, this cell sees 3 and 5. So this cell can only be a 7, putting 3 and 5 into these two cells over here. Then these 7s point down. Okay, the digit 1 in block 5 is forced into row 5. So we've got a hidden one here, right? These ones point right. Alright, 4-8 pair here makes the other three open cells in column 9 contain 1, 2, and 6. So these three cells are for 1, 2, and 6. Um, I guess I can mark down the missing digits of column 5. 1, 4, 6, and 8 are missing from this column. Well, this cell sees 1 and 6, so it can only be 4 or 8. In column 2, the missing digits are 3, 7, 8, and 9. This cell sees 7 and 9, so it's only 3 or 8. This cell sees 3 and 8, so it's only 7 or 9. Oh, there is a 4-8 pair in row 4. Ah, okay, so Basically, these two cells in the same row only contain two certain digits. In this case, in row 4, there are two open cells which only contain 4 and 8. So, to ensure that there are no empty cells, or to avoid empty cells, I must keep both 4 and 8 in these two cells. It's either 4, 8 like this, or 8, 4 like this. So, I cannot exclude 4 nor 8 from these two cells. If I move them out of these two cells, then at least one of the cells would end up being empty. That'll break the Sudoku puzzle. So to ensure there are no empty cells, I must keep both 4 and 8 in these two cells. So these two cells form the 4-8 pair, and eliminates 4s and 8s from all other open cells in this row. So in other words, this 4-8 pair makes the other three open cells in row 4 a 3-5-9 triple. This cell sees 9, so it's 3 or 5, 3, 5, 9. But this cell sees 3, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I found a naked single very uneasily. So I was just looking at row 8. Can't believe that it was the row with 6 open cells. Or if you're talking about the column, then 5 open cells, but either way, it's this cell. Okay, this cell is another naked single. This cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 from block 8. There is a hidden 8 in block 8. Well, first of all, 2-7 pair cannot contain 8, and the cell sees 8. So in block 8, the digit 8 is forced into row 8. So a hidden 8 here eliminates 8 from this cell, and this cell also sees 9. So again, this cell cannot contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. So to ensure that there are no empty cells, I must guarantee at least one digit in this cell. And if this cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9, well then 7 is the only possible digits which can go into this cell, so I have to put a 7 into this cell. It's the only possible digit. So this is a naked single 7, which then helps force the digit 7 into this cell in block 4. Now, yes, I can place the remaining missing 7s. First of all, this cell in block 9 and the last 7 in this Sudoku puzzle is forced into this cell in block 8, which gets the 2-7 pair resolved. Now these 2s point down, and this cell sees another 2. Alright, now for column 2, the missing digits are 3, 8, and 9, but this cell sees 3 and 8, so now it can only be a 9, leaving 3 and 8 into the 2 remaining cells. 2 remaining open cells, I should say. The digit 9 in block 8 is forced into this cell, which eliminates 9 from this cell, and gets 9 placed in this cell in block 9. Okay, then this cell sees 8, so 6 and 8 placed like this to complete block 8. This cell cannot be 6. 1, 2, and 5 are the missing digits of row 7, and for row 8, the missing digits are 2, 3, and 6. This cell sees 2, 2, 3, 6. Alright, in block 9, the digit 1 is forced into column 9, so a hidden 1 here eliminates 1 from this cell. The digit 9 in block 4 is forced into one of these two cells. Oh, this cell now sees an 8. Okay, so yeah, that's good. In this 4-8 pair, this cell now sees 8, so 4 and 8, 4 and 8, which makes us say 4 to resolve the 4-8 pairs. Then these 4s, points left. Okay, now 4 is eliminated from this cell. I can force the digit 4 into this cell in block 2, and then the missing digits of column 5 are 1 and 6. Okay, after I place this 4, the digit 8 in block 2 is forced into this cell. Okay, which then gets the 3 placed in this cell. Then these 3s point right, and this cell sees another 3. But this cell is a 5 for the row. Now this 5 points down. To force the digit 5 into this cell in block 6, then I can force 1 into this cell in block 6. This cell sees a 6. So 9 and 6 this way to complete block 6. The digit 6 is now forced into this cell in block 5, which places 6 in this cell for column 5. Makes this a 1 to complete the column. Okay, the digit 9 in block 4 is forced into this cell, followed by the 4, which goes into this cell in block 4. Then 1 and 4 this way up here to complete row 2. This cell sees 1, so 1 and 5 this way to complete the block, which makes this a 6. This cell is a 5 to complete the column, making this 3 and 5 to complete the row. This cell sees 8, so 8 and 3 this way. This is an 8 to complete the block. 1, 2, and 3 are the missing digits of of row 1. Row 1. This cell sees 6. 6 is forced into this cell in block 9, and into this cell in block 7. 3 to complete the column, and the digit 5 in block 7 is forced into this cell. This is an 8 for the column, and then the Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, I finished today's New York Times Hot Sudoku in about 23 minutes. I would say this Sudoku puzzle is just around the right difficulty, probably a little, just slightly tricky. Well, slightly towards the tricky side, is what I wanted to say. Yeah, I mean, compared to usual hot Sudokus on New York Times, compared to usual hot Sudokus, this Sudoku puzzle involved more naked singles which were hard to spot, and I'll go over the key spots as a quick summary. So, of course, there were some important pairs or triples, such as the 4-8 pair in block 6, and another 4-8 pair but in row 4. So the 4-8 pair in column 9, or block 6, sorry, 4-8 pair in block 6, and the 4-8 pair in row 4. Okay, yeah. And then later on, the 2-7 pair in block 8, the 2-7 pair down here, which gave us the 6, 8, and 9. And naked singles included the 2 in block 2, in at the inside section of row 2 and column 5. This digit 2 was a naked single 2. Another example was this one. This was the most key. And I feel like the hardest or trickiest to spot, and it also took me the longest time to spot, was this naked single down here. In block 7, there was this naked single 7 at the intersection of row 8 and column 1. The 7 here was a naked single. It saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A hidden 8. This was kind of tricky. A hidden 8 here as well as a 9. So, yeah. A bit tricky to spot, but it was also the most significant because I feel like everything just collapsed and flowed really smoothly after I spotted this naked single 7. So yeah, I feel like this was the most key. But of course, the other pairs, like the 4-8 pair and other naked singles, were also key. So yeah, overall, I would say this Sudoku puzzle is slightly trickier than usual hard Sudokus, but around the right difficulty, yes. So yeah, if you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. Today is June 9th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1451 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for today. See you all next time. Bye! Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1452 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for June 10th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1452. I'm gonna start with the word graph. Alright, only got the A yellow, so this letter goes somewhere else in this word. A could go somewhere in the middle, other than the exact middle. Could be AI, like waste, but let's keep thinking. Um, I think there are still lots of possibilities. There are also other combinations of vowels, like EA. Like steam. Let's try that and see what happens. Or steel, because L is more common than M. Okay, still not placed. Um, it could still be AI, but then the T, it can't be waste anymore. NT ending? Can't do paint. Faint? It is possible. Let's try it to see whether it is AI NT ending. Okay, so out of all the letters, the one that I did not expect to get yellow was F. But it turned out to be yellow. So I've placed the A second, then I still need, I think I still need another vowel. It could be FT, like that's uh, quite likely. I would say Dafty is very likely. Could it be AU? But then the T. Okay, I'm gonna try Dafty and see whether this is the Wordle answer. It's not. Oh wait, Daft is a word, but not Dafty. Sorry. Hmm. Taffy? Oh my goodness, it is. Okay, so the Wordle answer was just looking at me the whole time. I had all the consonants. Well, if you think of Y as a vowel, because Y is technically a semi-vowel, um, it's not fully a vowel, but it is kind of a vowel, but um, I would consider Y, when playing Wordle only, a vowel. But anyway, repeated F. Certainly did not expect that. Um, so repeated F in the middle two letters, and then just A and Y. as well as the T at the beginning. So yeah, just needed to reorganize or rearrange the letters, and apparently the Wordle answer was sitting there waiting. So yeah, I'll take that. Got it in 4 tries. Got today's Wordle answer, taffy, in 4 tries. This is Wordle number 1452. Let's move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is June 10th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. These 4s point left, and this cell sees another 4. The digit 4 in block 5 is forced into column 4, so these 4s point down. Another thing that I noticed right away is that in row 7, 4 is a missing digit, so it has to go somewhere. But this cell sees 4, this cell sees a hidden 4, this cell also sees another 4. The 4 still has to go somewhere in row 7, but cannot go into these open cells. So in row 7, the digit 4 is forced into this cell because this is the only cell available for 4 in this row. It can only go here. So it is forced for 4 to go into this cell. Then the digit 4 in block 6 is forced into this cell, which places 4 in this, in this cell in block 5. The missing digits of row 7 are 2, 6, and 9. The cell sees a 6, so it's 2 or 9. 2, 6, 9. The cell sees 2, so it's only 6 or 9. Well, after I place this 4, the digit 2 in block 5 is actually forced into this cell. Then these 2's point down. Now, this cell sees a 2, so in row 7, 2 cannot go into these open cells, so 2 is forced into this cell in the row. Then these 2's point left, and this cell sees another 2. Alright, there are actually 2 pairs in block 8. We have a 6-9 pair as well as a 2-4 pair. So 6-9 pairs, quite obvious, right? Alright, so let's continue after I paused. I think I'd said that there were 2 pairs in block 8, right? 6-9 pair is quite obvious for row 7, but there is also a 2-4 pair here because of these 2s and 4s pointing down. Basically the digits 2 and 4 in block 8 are still missing, but because of these 2s and 4s, both of these 2 digits can only go into these 2 cells in block 8. So in order to fit both 2 and 4 into block 8, I have to make these 2 cells reserved for 2 and 4. So these 2 cells form the 2-4 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these 2 cells. So we've got 6 and 9 in these 2 cells, as well as 2 and 4 in these 2 cells, making these 2 remaining open cells in block 8 contain 1 and 3, which are the remaining missing digits of block 8. So we've got these ones pointing left, a hidden one here, right? What else? Let's think about block 7. 1, 4, 7, and 9 are the missing digits. So we've got 1 being in one of these 2 cells, 4 can only go into one of these 3 cells, 7 is forced into one of these 2 cells, and 9 can go into one of these 3 cells. So these are the markings. But this 2-4 pair also works for column 6 because they lie in the same column. So the 2-4 pair here makes these 3 cells for the column a 3, 6, 8 triple. This cell sees 8, and this cell sees a 6. Okay, this 9 points right to force the digit 9 into row 1 in block 3. So there's a hidden 9 here. With these 9s, the digit 9 in block 2 is forced into this cell, which then completes row 7 by placing 9 and 6 this way. Okay, these 6s point down, and this cell sees another 6. So in block 9, the digit 6 is forced into this cell. Now this 8 points right and this 8 points down, so in block 9, the digit 8 is forced into this cell, then 8 in block 6 is forced into this cell. Then after I place this 8, I can place 8 in this cell in block 5. These 8 points up, and this cell sees another 8. So I think these are all the 8s I can place. Alright then, after placing this 4, the digit 1 in block 6 is forced into this cell. Then these ones point left. Okay, now, okay, I'm just seeing that these ones, but an easier way to explain it is by looking at column 2. In column 2, 1 is a missing digit, so 1 has to go somewhere in this column. But this cell sees 1, this cell sees 1, this cell sees 1, and this cell also sees a 1 from the 1-3 pair. It sees the whole 1-3 pair, so it must see a 1. So this cell cannot be this cell cannot contain a 1. Okay, so in column 2, all other open cells in this column, apart from this cell, see another 1. So in other words, this cell is the only cell available for 1 in the column, so I must make this cell a 1. It's the only it's the only cell available for 1 in the column, so I have to put it 1 here, because it can't go anywhere else in the column. All other open cells see another 1. Alright, then, after placing this 1, the digit 4 in block 1 is forced into this cell. Then, 2 in block 1 is forced into this cell. Then the digit 2 in block 4 is forced into this cell. The digit 2 in block 3 is forced into this cell. Then these 2's point down to force the digit 2 into this cell in block 9, which resolves the 2-4 pair. And all 2's are actually placed. So that's great. Now, in block 7, the digits 4 and 7 are missing, but the 4 and 7 down here force both these 2 digits into these 2 cells only. So in order to fit both 4 and 7 into block 7, I have to make these 2 cells reserved for 4 and 7. So these 2 cells form the 4-7 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these 2 cells, which removes or eliminates 9 from this cell. So we've got a 4-7 pair up here, which makes a 1-9 pair down here. So 4-7 as well as 1-3 pair makes this cell contain the only other remaining missing digits of this row, which is a 9. So another thing I can tell is the 1-9 pair down here. So 9 here, which makes these 2 cells a 3-5 pair. This cell is also 3 or 5 for the column. Actually, after I place this 9, the digit 9 in block 3 is forced into this cell. 3, 5, and 7 are the missing digits of block 3, and also column 9, because 3, 5, and 7 are also missing. But, actually, this cell C7 and this cell also C7, so in column 9, the digit 7 is forced into this cell. In column 2, 4, 5, and 7 are the missing digits. Oh, well, we've got these 4's forcing 4 into this cell in block 7, which makes this cell a 7. Now, these 2 cells are down to 5 and 7 for the column. Okay, 3, 6, 8 triple here makes these 3 cells, well, because they are the other 3 open cells of block 2, right? So they contain the other missing digits of block 2, which include 1. Actually, 1 is forced into this cell in block 2, just by looking at these ones. So these 2 cells... Okay, well, first down here. This cell sees 1, so 3 and 1 this way to complete the row. And then, the missing digits of column 4 are 5 and 7. This cell sees a 7. So 7 is forced into this cell, which makes this cell a 5. These two cells for block 3 form a 3-6 pair, but this cell sees a 6, so 3 and 6 this way. This cell is a 5 to complete the column. This cell is 3 or 8 for the row. This cell cannot contain 3 actually, because it sees 3 from the 3-5 pair. So these two cells are 6 and 8. In row 6, the missing digits are 5, 7, and 9. This cell sees 5, so it's 7 or 9. This cell sees 7, so it's 5 or 9. This cell is 5, 7, or 9, I think. And, oh, this cell sees a 5 now. So 7 and 5 this way to complete the column. Then these 7s point right, so force the digit 7 into this cell in block 6. Then, 7 is forced into this cell in block 1. This cell is 3 or 6 for the row. 3 and 6 are also the missing digits of row 4. But this cell sees a 6. So 6 is forced into this cell, which makes this cell a 3. 5 and 3. This cell cannot be a 3, so 5 and 3 and 5. This cell is a 9 to complete the column. 1 and 3 are the missing digits of row 5. This cell now cannot be a 7, and it sees 5. So for row 6, 9 and 5 this way. And this cell now sees 6, so 3 and 6, 8 and 3, 8 and 6. And this Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, I finished today's New York Times Hot Sudoku in about 13 minutes. So I would say this Sudoku puzzle is mostly straightforward, and of course, difficulty for typical New York Times Hot Sudoku. So yeah, to me, it's mostly straightforward. Difficulties, alright. I'll go over the key spots as a quick summary. So I feel like the 2-4 pair in block 8 helped quite a bit. So getting the 2 and 4 placed in row 7 gave us the 6-9 pair, as well as the 2-4 pair, so I could do something else with the 1-3 pair here, which gave us the 4-7 pair and 1-9 pair later on, yeah, in block 7. So there were lots of pairs and triples around. Maybe not triples, but pairs definitely. Yeah, I think everything just flowed really smoothly. Like most of the time, it's not even spotting pairs, triples, or naked singles, or whatever wings. Sometimes it's just looking at how a digit is restricted in a block. So, for example, how digits lined up, hidden. So yeah, but mainly I would say 2-4 pair in block 8, which gave us the 1-3 pair here, along with the 6-9 pair. And after resolving here, I had the 4-7 pair in block 7 as well as the 1-9 pair, which resolved some things over here on the right hand side and just flowed really smoothly around the Sudoku puzzle. So yeah. Also there's 3-6-8 up here. So yeah, I feel like these were the key spots. Not many though. So that's why I feel like this Sudoku puzzle is mostly straightforward, because not a lot of tricky spots. So yeah, if you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. Today is June 10th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1452 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for today. I'll see you all next time. Bye! Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1453 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for June 11th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1453. I'm gonna start with the word pages. Alright, got the P green and A yellow, so I've placed P as the first letter, and I know that A goes somewhere else in this word. Now, it could be a PR or PL double consonant at the beginning, or even PH, but less likely. But of course, it could also be followed by a vowel, I, U, or O. It could be something like prank, a vowel in the middle surrounded by two double consonants, or plank also works. Plant. Okay, I feel like plant is a better option, right? Because it tests for more consonants. Oh, but if I'm fully focusing on testing consonants, then I'll go for an elimination strategy. But anyway, I'll just guess plant and see where it takes me. Okay, it is PLA. But I've only got the last two letters incorrect. So it could be, is it plaque or, could be PL, um, hmm, not CK ending. PLA, okay, well, actually, I thought of this word before I guessed plaque. Is it pronounced as played? Let me double check. But anyway, I could have got this word in 3 tries. I just fully doubt myself. Um, let's see. Um, sorry. Okay, so played is the word I'll answer today. So yeah, I mean, I knew the first 3 letters a long time ago, and I just needed a few more guesses to um guess the 2 last letters correctly. So yeah, played is today's Wordle answer. I got it in 4 tries. I'll take that. Okay, so this is Wordle number 1453. Let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is June 11th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. These ones point left, and the digit 1 in block 6 is forced into one of these 2 cells. Okay, the digit 3 in block 8 is forced into one of these 2 cells. This 4 points right. So in block 9, the digit 4 is forced into row 8. So a hidden 4 here and this 4 points left, while this cell sees another 4. The digit 5 in block 9 is forced into this cell. These 5s point up, and so do these 5s. These 5s point left, and this cell sees another 5. So in block 4, the digit 5 is forced into this cell, and these 5s point up. Now look at row 2. 5 is a missing digit of row 2, but this cell sees 5, this cell sees 5, this cell sees 5, this cell sees 5, and this cell also sees another 5. But 5 still has to go somewhere in this row because it's missing. So in row 2, the digit 5 is forced into this cell because this is the only cell available for 5 in this row. So to ensure the presence of 5 in row 2, I must put a 5 into this cell. It's the only place for 5 to go in this row. So it must go here. Okay, then, the digit 8 in block 3 is forced into row 3. So a hidden 8 here, and these 8s force the digit 8 into this cell in block 2. Or you could have just looked at row 2, it's the same thing. all other open cells in row 2 apart from this cell, see another 8. So same concept as this 5. 8 has to go into this cell because it's the only cell available for 8 in this row. Then these 8 points left, and 8 in block 5 goes into one of these two cells. Okay, in block 9, 2, 4, and 6 are the missing digits. In block 6, the digit 7 is forced into one of these two cells. Now these two cells form a 1-7 pair. As you can see in block 6, the digits 1 and 7 are missing. These 1s and 7s force both 1 and 7 into these two cells only. So in order to fit both 1 and 7 into block 6, I have to make these two cells reserved for 1 and 7. So these two cells form the 1-7 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these two cells. Now, 9 cannot go into the cell anymore, because 9 is certainly not 1 or 7, so 9 is eliminated from the 1-7 pair. With these 9s, the digit 9 is forced into this cell in block 6. And then this 3 also... Oh, 3 is also forced. 3, of course, cannot go into the 1-7 pair. After eliminating 3 from these two cells, because they belong to the 1-7 pair, with these 3s pointing in, the digit 3 in block 6 is forced into this cell. So, first the 9 and then the 3, placed immediately after finding the 1-7 pair. So, this came in really handy, quite significant for progress. So, these 3s point left. And we also have, oh sorry, never mind. It's okay. I thought I saw something, but I didn't. So never mind. Alright, but I do see that the digit 7 in block 2 is forced into row 3. So these 7s point left. While I'm here, I can think about the missing digits of row 2. 3, 6, 7, and 9 are missing from row 2. 3, 6, 7, and 9. Well, these two cells see 6, so they can only contain 3, 7, or 9. This cell sees a 7, so it's 3, 6, or 9. This cell sees a 7, so it's also 3, 6, or 9. These 6s, they point down. Oh, okay, so I do see that in column 3, the digit 7 can be placed. This cell sees 7. This cell sees a hidden 7 from block 2. This cell sees 7, and this cell also sees another 7. So in column 3, the digit 7 is forced into this cell, because all other open cells in this column see another 7. Whether it's given or hidden, sometimes even placed, but not in this case, but all other open cells in column 3, apart from this cell, see another 7. So in this column, this cell is the only cell available for 7, so to ensure the presence of 7 in this column, I have to put a 7 in this cell. It's the only place available for 7 in this column. Alright, and after I place the 7, the digit 7 in block 8 is also forced into this cell. Sorry, it should be a 7. Now 7 in this cell is eliminated, so the digit 7 in block 2 is forced into this cell, which then forces a 5 into this cell in block 2, and gets the last 5 in this Sudoku puzzle placed in this cell. And after I place this 5, I can also force 1 in this cell in block 1. Okay, in column 3, 1, 2, and 8 are the missing digits, but these two cells see another 8. So in column 3, the digit 8 is forced into this cell, leaving behind a 1-2 pair, but this cell sees 1. So 2 and 1 this way to complete the column. And then the digit 1 in block 4 is forced into one of these two cells. And 1 in block 8 goes into one of these two cells. Okay, the digit 9 in block 8 is forced into this cell. Then the cell cannot contain a 9. 9 is forced into one of these two cells in block 2. Okay, there's 2 points down. So 2 goes into one of these three cells in one of these two cells in block 8. So actually in block 8, as you can see, there are 4 empty cells. There are 4 open cells. There are 4 open cells, so it implies that there are 4 missing digits remaining. But this cell sees 3 of the 4 missing digits. It sees 1, 2, and 3. So these 3 digits can only go down in these 3 cells in block 8, which makes this cell a 6, the only other missing digit of block 8. Or you could have looked at the row. For row 7, I need to fill in 2, 4, and 6 in these 3 cells, because 2, 4, and 6 are missing from row 7. But this cell sees 2 and 4, so either way, this is a 6, leaving behind a 2, 4 pair in these 2 cells. Okay, this cell now cannot be a 6, so in block 7, the digit 6 is forced into this cell, which makes this cell a 2 and this cell a 9 to complete row 9. This cell is an 8. Okay, the digit 8 in block 6 is forced into column 8, so a hidden 8 here eliminates 8 from this cell. So 8 in block 3 is forced into, not into this cell. 8 in block 3 is forced into this cell, which leaves behind a 2, 4, 6 triple in column 7, but these two open cells see another 2. So in column 7, the digit 2 is forced into this cell, and then 2 in block 3 goes into this cell. This cell is 4 or 6 for the column. 1, 7 pair, don't even need the 1, 7 pair because these 3 cells are literally the only 3 not empty cells, but open cells. The only 3 open cells in column 8, so they are literally the missing digits of column 8. 4, 6, and 8 go into these 3 cells. This cell sees 6, and this cell is 4, 6, or 8. In row 6, 1 is a missing digit, but these 2 cells see another 1. So 1 in this row is forced into this cell, leaving behind a 4, 6 pair, but actually this cell sees a 6. So 4 and 6 this way to complete the row. Now, 4 cannot go into this cell, so 2 and 4 this way. This cell is 3, 7, or 9, but actually, because of this 9, the digit 9 in block 1 is forced into this cell. Then I can place 7 in this cell in block 1, which makes this a 3 to complete the block. This is a 2 to complete the column, and then 3, because the cell sees 3, right? So 3 and 7 this way to complete column 2. After I place this 7, 1 and 7 this way to resolve the 1, 7 pair. And then, in column 5, 1, 3, and 8 are the missing digits, but this cell sees 1 and 3. Oh, actually, 3 is literally placed in this cell because these two cells see 3. So 3, 8, and 1 like this. This 8 resolves the 4, 8 pair. This 4 comes back to the left, making this cell a 4. And then 4 in block 2 is forced into this cell. And then this, for row 4, the missing digits are 2 and 6. In row 3, 3 and 9 are the missing digits, but this cell sees a 3. So 9 and 3 this way. 6 and 3, 6 and 4 and 6, 4, 9. And this Sudoku puzzle is complete. Oh, sorry. Alright, so I finished today's New York Times Hot Sudoku in just under 12 minutes. So I would say this Sudoku puzzle is mostly straightforward. From what I think, a lot of tricky spots. Like, I don't think there was any naked singles. You must see. I mean, you can call you can call this 6 a naked single, but you can you can place it by the block, by the row. So I feel like the thing that occurred the most, the thing that appeared the most in this Sudoku puzzle was basically digits which were restricted in a row, column, or block. So first of all, how I placed the digit 5 in the row, and then I think there was a similar thing going on, which I forgot which digit. Okay, yeah, I think 8. Like literally in row 2, I could immediately, well, not immediately, but um, I could place the 5 very early on, and then followed by the 8, which could be placed by the same concept. And then the 1-7 pair helps quite a lot, actually. It's a very significant pair in this Sudoku puzzle. So after spotting the 1-7 pair, I immediately place the 3 and 9 here. So that definitely helps with the speeding up the progress. And yeah, I don't really recall any tricky spots. It was just placing digits in well, thinking about the missing digits and placing some of them in some more restricted blocks, rows, or columns. So I think that's the main thing for this Sudoku puzzle. Um, if you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. Today is June 11th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1453 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for today. I'll see you all next time. Bye! Hello everyone, Cousin here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1454 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for June 12th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1454. I'm gonna start with the word safer. Okay, only got the E green, so I've placed E as the 4th letter, and all the other letters are not part of the word. So, what goes last? E N or E L E T? I don't know. Not sure. Could be E D. Um, E T probably. What goes before the E? It could be another vowel. Pixel is a random shout. Um, I can try towel and see what happens. Okay, none of the other letters are part of the word. Um, E. Could it be EY? It could. There are some words like that, but not certain. Oh, it could be a repeated E, like queen. Um, queen is possible, but not sure if I wanna try that. I guess they're like cheek, so CNHR, CH double consonant is definitely more common than QU, right? Then K, who knows? But this actually tries for a repeated E, so I'm gonna guess that. Not a repeated E. Okay, so there has to be another vowel somewhere here. It could be DEN. Uh, un, I don't know. Unbed. Unbed is actually no word, but no, still not correct. Only one yellow so far. N. It's not even queen because I've eliminated the U. Given. No, no, is it given? It's not even given. Oh dear. Okay, so I've placed the I, E, and N, which actually forces V to the first letter and the word is vixen. Damn. Yeah, vixen is today's Wordle answer. Wow. This is very tricky, I would say. You would not expect both a V and an X in this word. V and X being the same word. That's the difficulty. Wow, okay, well, um, you only got the E placed throughout the whole solve, and I only placed the I and N on the fifth try, so it's actually quite a close call. But in the end, I'm lucky. I feel quite lucky that I did not fail. Um, so yeah, I'm glad I passed. That's it. All right. Yeah, kind of tricky today. Wordle answer for number 1454 is Vixen. I got it in 6 tries. Well, let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is June 12th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. Let's see. I see that these sevens points right. To force the digit 7 into this cell in block 3, then these sevens point down, and this cell sees another 7. These sevens force the digit 7 into this cell in block 5. These sevens point left, and this cell sees another 7. These 4s point up. This 4 points down and this 4 points left. So in block 8, the digit 4 is forced into row 9. So there's a hidden 4 here, so these 4s point left. Well, these 8s, they point right. Okay, these 5s points down, and this cell sees another 5. So in block 8, the digit 5 is forced into this cell. These 5s point left, and this cell sees another 5 where these 5s point up. Okay, after I place this 5, the digit 4 in block 8 becomes forced into this cell because, well, it's the only cell available for 4 now after I place this 5. So have to put it 4 here, can't go anywhere else after placing this 5. Then these 4s point up, and after placing the 4 and 5, the digit 9 in block 8 is forced into this cell, which leaves a 1, 2, 3 triple in block 8. So this 1, 2, 3 triple makes the other 3 open cells in row 8 a 6, 7, 8 triple. 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8. This cell sees a 6, and this cell sees an 8. This cell sees a 7. Okay, so actually the digit 6 in block 9 is forced into row 9. Hmm. Okay, well, these ones, points right. And this cell sees another one. Okay, we've also got twos and threes here, right? Well, there are no threes in this Sudoku puzzle that are given. There are no given threes. I've just realized. Um, which is kind of normal for hard Sudokus, but not on New York Times. But anyway, we've got hidden 2 here, pointing left, and this 2 points down. So the digit 2 in block 7 is forced into column 1. So a 2 here and this 2 forces the digit 2 into one of these 2 cells in block 4. Well, I guess I'll have to keep looking, so give me some time. Okay, well, in row 2, 2 is a missing digit, but these 3 cells, see, there's 2. So in row 2, the digit 2 can only go into one of these 2 cells. Oh, wow, okay, well, I do see a 1-5 pair in block 1. In column 3, they're given digits 1 and 5 pointing up, and in row 2, they're also given digits 1 and 5 pointing left. So these 1s and 5s force both 1 and 5 into these 2 cells only in block 1. So in order to fit both 1 and 5 into block 1, I have to make these 2 cells reserved for 1 and 5. So these 2 cells form the 1-5 pair, which eliminates all other digits from these 2 cells. Right? To fit both 1 and 5 into block 1, I have to make these 2 cells reserved for 1 and 5. I can't exclude 1 and 5 from block 1, so I have to make 1 and 5 go into these 2 cells. So then all other digits are eliminated from these 2 cells. Now this 8 points up. 8 cannot go into the 1-5 pair, so in block 1, the digit 8 is forced into row 2. So, this actually helps force 8 into one of these 2 cells in block 2. And we've also got this 6 pointing left, and 6, of course, cannot go into the 1-5 pair. So in block 1, the digit 6 is forced into column 3, and here's what comes into play. A hidden 6 here eliminates 6 from this cell. So again, these 3 cells are for 6, 7, and 8, but this cell sees 8 and a 6. So now it must be a 7, and this also sees 6. So 8 here, and this is a 6. And then 8 is eliminated from this cell, the digit 8 in block 6 is forced into this cell, then these 8s points up. Now, the digit 7 in block 4 is forced into this cell, which places the last 7 in this Sudoku puzzle in this cell, in block 9. Okay, after I place this 7, the digit 1 in block 9 is forced into this cell, which places 1 in this cell in block 6, and then these ones point left. Alright, apart from 2 and 4, 3 and 8 are also missing digits of block 7. Sorry, we've got an 8 here. So 2, 3, and 4 are the missing digits of row 7. Hmm. Okay, the digit 6 in block 4 is forced into one of these two cells. And actually, in row 4, I can place the 6. 6 is missing from this row, so I have to put it somewhere in row 4. But this cell sees 6, this cell sees a hidden 6 from block 1, and this cell also sees 6. So in row 4, the digit 6 is forced into this cell, because all other open cells in this row see another 6, so this cell becomes the only cell available for 6 in this row. Then these 6's point up, and this cell sees another 6. So in block 2, the digit 6 is forced into this cell, which eliminates 6 from this cell and places 6 in this cell in block 1. So after I place this 6, the digit 4 in block 2 is forced into this cell, followed by the digit 2. Actually, I spotted it by the row. Um, but then in column 4, 1, 2, and 3 are the missing digits, but these two cells now see 2. So 2 is forced into this cell in the column, leaving behind a 1, 3 pair. This cell sees a 1, so to complete block 8, 1 and 3 this way, these two cells are for 2 and 9 for column 5, which makes this cell a 3. And in these two cells contain 8 and 9, because they are the missing digits of column 6. Now these three cells form a 3, 8, 9 triple for, well, because they are the missing digits of row 2. So 1, 5 pair and 3, 8, 9 triple makes the only other open cell not accounted for contain the remaining missing digits, which is a 4. So yeah, 4 cannot go into the 1, 5 pair, and we have this 4 pointing left. So 4 goes into the cell in block 1. Then, 4 in this cell is eliminated. The digit 4 in block 3 is forced into this cell, and these 4's points left. This cell sees another 4. So in row in row 4, 2, 3, and 9 are the missing digits. 2, 3, and 9 are also the missing digits of column 3, but the cell sees a 3. So 3 being guaranteed into... Wait. These 3 cells do form a 2, 3, 9 triple. But anyway, well, in column 8, the missing digits are also 2, 3, or 9. 2, 3, and 9. Actually, oh wait, 2, 9 pair. 2, 3, 9 triple. 2, 3, 9 triple. Okay, well, actually, these two cells form a 4, 5 pair. There are just so many pairs and triples now. Um, Basically, I spotted this before all the 2, 3s, and 9s, but I just wanted to mark down first. So actually, in block 4, the digits 4 and 5 can only go into these two cells in block 4. So in order to fit both 4 and 5 into block 4, I have to make these two cells reserved for 4 and 5. So, yeah, again, these two cells form the 4-5 pair and eliminates all other digits from these two cells. Now 6 cannot go into the 4-5 pair. Sorry, I meant to eliminate 6 from this cell, from the 4-5 pair. So now the digit 6 in block 4 is forced into this cell, then these 6's point right to force the digit 6 into this cell in block 6, and places the last 6 in this cell in block 9. This is 2, 3, or 9 for block 9, and 2, 3, and 9 are still the missing digits, but this time for block 6. So now the digit 1 in block 4 is forced into this cell, and then this cell now sees 1. So the 1-5 pair is resolved by placing 1 and 5 this way, 1 and 3. 5 is forced into this cell in block 4, which makes the cell a 4. So now in block 7, the digit 4 is forced into this cell. 5 is eliminated from this cell, so in block 3, the digit 5 is forced into this cell. This is, well, for the column 2, 3, or 9, still, but this cell sees a 2. What am I missing? This cell cannot be a 9, sorry. Well, for row... Wait. Okay, so, well, what I mentioned previously was kind of needed. In block 4, this cell sees a 3. So the digit 3 in block 4 is guaranteed into row 4. It is forced. So a hidden 3 here eliminates 3 from this cell. Another way to think about it is that in row 5, this cell sees a 3, so 3 is forced into one of these two cells for the row, which also eliminates 3 from this cell. And why is that important? Now look at column 8. This cell sees 3, and I've just eliminated the 3 from this cell, either by seeing a hidden 3 from block 4, or seeing a hidden 3 in the same block but different row. So, either way, 3 cannot go into this cell. And now in column 8, the digit 3 is forced into this cell, which makes the cell 2, 9. This is a 3 to complete the row, and then this cell sees 2, so 2 and 8 this way, which makes us 3, and now the Sudoku puzzle collapses, which is great. So it's coming to an end, definitely. 3-9 pair here, and oh, but this cell sees 9. So 3 and 9 this way, 3, 9, 8, 9, and this Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, so I finished today's New York Times Hot Sudoku in 16 minutes and 15 seconds. So I would say, this Sudoku puzzle is just the... It could be a bit tricky, I would say, especially towards the beginning. So, yeah, I'll go over the key spots as a quick summary. So, well, I feel like the most crucial part to spot was the 1-5 pair in block 1. Without this, I could literally stare at this Sudoku puzzle and do nothing for 10 more minutes if I had not spotted this. So this was quite important. A significant key spot for the Sudoku puzzle. Of course, it required placing the 4, 5, and 9 in block 8, getting the 1, 2, 3 triple, and restricting these 3 cells to 6, 7, and 8. So after that, found the 1-5 pair in block 1, which forced 6 into column 3 in block 1. So then it allowed me to place the 6, 7, and 8 in row 8, and made everything else easier. So yeah, there were lots of other pairs as well. Some, maybe the 4-5 pair in block 4 did help place the 6 and 1. So the 4-5 pair in block 4, and all the 2s, 3s, and 9s in, I mean, towards the end. And another tricky part is that, well, first of all, the 1-5 pair was kind of tricky to spot, and without that, you can't really make any progress. And another tricky part is that there are no given 3s. You don't see any given 3s around the Sudoku puzzle, so that's another tricky thing about hot Sudokus, so yeah. But anyway, I think I've covered all the key spots, so if you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. Today is June 12th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1454, and New York Times Hot Sudoku for today. See you all next time. Bye! Hello everyone, Cousin here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1455 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for June 13th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1455. I'm gonna start with the word bread. Okay, got the B green and E yellow, so I've placed B as the first letter, and I know that E goes somewhere else in this word. Now it could go after the B. B-E. Not sure what goes after that though. Bench. Let's try that to test if those consonants are in the word. Okay, I've not placed the E as well. And NC and H are not part of the word. So B, it could be BL if we are talking about double consonants. Could still be an E ending. E can go fourth or fifth, like, both are possible. What if it's something like booze? This is, wow. Alright, I tried bloke, okay. I did place the B in E. But it's not BL. Boogle? Or how is this pronounced? Never mind. Okay, well, L must go third. Then it should be a G like this, so bilge? Alright, bilge is today's Wordle answer. Yeah, not sure about that. I don't think I've seen this word much. And, well, the B being first, I did spend some time placing the E, and the L and G, did throw me off a bit. So, yeah. I'll take it. Yeah, I don't think it was easy to get it in fewer tries, so I'll take it. Got today's Wordle answer bilge in 5 tries. This is Wordle number 1455. Let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today is June 13th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. Okay, the digit 2 in block 2 is forced into one of these two cells. Okay, 6 and 7. These given digits in row 7, points left. So, but these two digits are still missing from block 7. So, this 6 and this 7 force both 6 and 7 into these two cells only, in block 7. So in order to fit both 6 and 7 into block 7, I have to make these two cells reserved for 6 and 7. So these two cells form the 6-7 pair, and all other digits are eliminated from these two cells, making the other three open cells in block 7 a 1, 2, 3 triple. Well, these open cells C, 1, 2, and 3 each, well, one of those digits each, so can't be placed yet. But this 1, 2, 3 triple makes the other three open cells in row 7 a 5, 8, 9 triple. This cell C is an 8, so it's only 5 or 9, and these are 5s, 8, 9s. These 8s points up to force the digit 8 into this cell in block 1. This 8 points down, and this 8 points right. So in block 8, the digit 8 is forced into one of these two cells. Okay, now look at column 9. I can place the 8. 8 is a missing digit of column 9, so it has to go somewhere. But this cell sees 8, this cell sees 8, this cell sees 8, and this cell also sees a hidden 8 from block 8. So in column 9, the digit 8 is forced into this cell, because all other open cells see another 8, whether it's given or hidden. So this cell becomes the only cell available in this column for an 8. It can only go into this cell in the column, so it has to go here. Okay, in block 3, the missing digits are 6, 7, and 8. This cell sees an 8. Oh, okay, so in column 3, 3 is a missing digit. These two cells, C3 and 3, cannot go into the 6-7 pair. This cell is part of the 6-7 pair, and 3 is certainly not 6 or 7, so 3 cannot go into this cell. And these two cells also C3, so in column 3, the digit 3 is forced into this cell. It's the only cell available for 3 in this column, which places the 1 and 2 as well, which makes 2, 6, and 7 the missing digits of column 3. But actually, because of this 2, the digit 2 in this column is forced into this cell. These 2's point right, so do these 3's. Actually, the digit 3 in block 6 is forced into this cell, then these 3's point down. 3 in block 1 is forced into this cell, and 3 in block 2 is forced into one of these two cells. So I think that's about it for 3's. So after I place this 3, the digit 2 in block 6 is forced into this cell, then these 2's point down. In row 4, 5, 6, and 9 are the missing digits. This cell sees 5 and 9. So this cell is forced to be a 6, making the other two cells a 5-9 pair. And in column 1, 4 and 7 are the missing digits. And this cell now sees a 6. So 7 and 6 this way to complete column 3, which makes this a 7. And this cell now sees a 7, so 4 and 7 this way to complete column 1. This cell is 5 or 9 for block 4, and for block 1, 1, 4, and 6 are the missing digits. Okay, because of these 6's, the digit 6 in block 5 is forced into column 6. Oh, we do have a 5-9 pair in column 5. Okay, I will explain this. In column 5, as you can see, there are two open cells which only contain two certain digits, 5 and 9. And keep in mind that in Sudoku puzzles, we cannot leave cells to be empty, because empty cells would break the Sudoku puzzle. So to avoid empty cells, or to ensure that no cells become empty, I have to keep 5 and 9 in these two cells. The only combinations that do not cause empty cells are 5, 9 this way, or 9 and 5 swapped. So I have to keep both 5 and 9 in these two cells to ensure that there will be no empty cells eventually. So keeping 5 and 9 in these two cells form a 5-9 pair, and eliminates 5s and 9s from all other open cells in this column. So I can't have another 5 and 9 in this column, which makes the other 5 open cells in column 5 contain 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7. 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7 go into these 5 cells. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. Well, these two cells see 6 and 7, but 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, well, I'll just keep it. I'll keep that in mind, and if I do need to use it, I will make reference to the 5-9 pair as well, but I'll not explain the 5-9 pair again because I've already explained it. So yeah, 5-9 pair. Um, in column 9, 1, 3, 6, and 7 are the missing digits. This cell sees 3, so it's 1, 6, or 7. Sorry, 1, 6, 7. This cell sees 3 and 7, so it's only 1 or 6. This is 1, 3, 6, or 7, and this cell sees 6 and 7, so it's only 1 or 3. These 7s point up, and this cell sees another 7. Sorry, this cell cannot ever. Sorry, I should have eliminated 7 from this cell. The digit 4 in block 8 is forced into one of these two cells. Oh, it's the 4 that I have not checked. Okay, the digit 4 in block 6 is forced into this cell. Not sure if it helps that much. Oh, it does. It does, because now, um, no matter if this cell is a 5 or a 9, if it's a 5, then it points right. If it's a 9, it also points right. But these two cells coincidentally also see both 5 and 9. So if this ends up a 5, this is also a 5. If this is a 9, this is also a 9. And this cell must be either 5 or 9. So if this, whatever this digit is, it will end up, well, the same digit will end up in this cell. So these two cells are actually the same digits, because we've also got the 5 and 9 here. Another way you can think about it, I guess, is looking at row 6. Yeah, this cell cannot be 5 or 9, and, well, only one of these two cells can be 5 or 9, because the other one is here. So, one of them's here, the other one has to be here. Oh, is it this cell? Okay, yeah, this cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 9. So it can only contain either 5 or 8. Again, to double check, this cell cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 9. So this cell can only contain either 5 or 8. Now this is where it comes into play. Whatever digit that ends up in this cell cannot repeat in the row. And whatever digit that ends up in this cell cannot repeat in the block. So actually, these two cells are the same digits. This only works when all of these cells have a common digit. You can say that these 3 cells form a 589 triple, and these 3 cells form a 589 triple as well, which has the same concept as this 5-9 pair, actually. So, actually, we know that this must be a 5. You can think about it, is that in this triple, in the 589 triple in row 7, this cell cannot be an 8. So 8 is forced into one of these two cells. 8 being guaranteed in one of these two cells eliminates 8 from this cell. Or vice versa, in the 589 triple in block 9, 9 is guaranteed into one of these two cells up here. 9 being forced up here eliminates 9 from this cell. So either way, no matter how you think about it, these cells ends up being a 5. Because this cell cannot be 9 or 8, this cell also cannot be 9 or 8. So they must be a 5, leaving an 8-9 pair in these two cells. Which actually resolves these 5-9 pairs, which is nice. And remember that these two cells are the same digits. Well, because of these 9s, right? It becomes more obvious. Now this cell sees 9, so 8 and 9 this way to complete row 7. And the digit 8 in block 3 is forced into this cell. 8 in block 2 goes into one of these two cells. This cell sees another 8. 9 in block 2 is forced into one of these two cells, and 9 in block 8 goes into one of these two cells. In column 8, 6 and 7 are the missing digits. 167 triple makes this a 5. Could have spotted by these 5s anyway. So a 5 here. In block 5, 1, 5 and 6 are the missing digits. Okay, this cell now C7, so 6 and 7 this way. Down here, 1 and 2 are the missing digits. The digit 7 in block 2 is forced into this cell. And then 1, 6, and 9 are the missing digits of row 2. This cell sees a 6. 2 8s pair here, actually. But anyway, sorry, I meant to eliminate 6 from this cell. It makes these two cells a 1 4 pair. Well, I think the 2 8 pair is quite obvious. 2 8, 2 8, 2 8. So it forces 2 and 8 into these two cells in block 2. Or you could have looked at row 3. This cell sees 2 and 8. This also sees 2 and 8. So either you spot it by block 2 or row 3, these two cells still form a 2 8 pair. Okay, so in column 5, 6 is a missing digit, so it has to go somewhere. This cell C6, and these two cells also C6. So in column 5, the digit 6 is forced into this cell, because it's the only cell available for 6 in this column. And then these 6s points left, forcing the digit 6 into this cell in block 1. And then this cell sees 1, so 4 and 1 this way, which makes us 4. Down here, oh, actually, 4 in block, the digit 4 in block 8 is forced into this cell, and then 8 goes into this cell in block 8, resolving the 2 8 pair. Up here, in row 1, 3 and 5 are the missing digits, this cell sees 3, so 5 and 3 this way. 1 9 pair here. These two cells are for 1 and 3, because they're the missing digits of column 5. And these two cells are for 2 and 9, because they're the other missing digits of block 8, but this cell sees 2. So 9 and 2 this way. This 9 comes back up, 1 and 9 here. This is a 1 to complete the column. 6 and 5 this way. And then this cell is a 6 to complete the row. 7 and 1. Wait, okay. This is a bit confusing. Okay, 6 to complete the column. And then, okay, this cell C7, so 7 and 3, and this Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, so I finished today's New York Times Hot Sudoku in around 15 minutes, so I would say this Sudoku puzzle is around the right difficulty. It's the right difficulty for typical New York Times Hot Sudokus. Some places were a bit tricky, but I'll go over the key spots as a quick summary. So towards the beginning, finding the 6-7 pair, I think was kind of straightforward, I don't know, but that was the 6-7 pair in block 7, which gave us the 1-2-3 triple, and the 5-8-9 triple as well in row 7. So yeah, the 6-7 pair in block 7 was one of the key spots. And then later on, these 5s, right? But I think some required, I don't know, like finding some more restricted digits or limited options in rows 4 and column 1. I remember that I placed some more digits over here before finding all the 5-9 pairs and the 5-8-9 triples. So 5-8-9 triple here and another 5-8-9 triple. So for row 7 and block 9, there were 5-8-9 triples, which if you make the deductions, you can make these cells 5. Yeah. This 5-9 pair, if you spotted it, then that's great, but not sure if it was a must to spot it because I did place the 5-9 pair before placing other digits in this column. But anyway, it was interesting to spot, and I did miss this fall for quite a while. And yeah, I feel like yeah, this cell was you had to literally find that this cell sees the other digits to make it either 5 or 8. But anyway, I feel like these were the key spots: the 6-7 pair in block 7, as well as the 5-8-9 triples in row 7 and block 9. I feel like they were the key spots for this Sudoku puzzle. So if you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. So what I would say is around the right difficulty for New York Times Hot Sudokus. Today is June 13th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1455 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for today. I'll see you all next time. Bye!